However, this is not true, although it sounds quite logical. So a myth. No matter what the proponents of alternative medicine claim, shark cartilage powder or fin soup doesn't cure oncological diseases. Myth number 7. Myth number 1. Sharks are bloodthirsty. Usually we imagine a shark as the ferocious carnivorous monster straight from the movie Jaws by Steven Spielberg. But in reality, not all of these fish devour meat. For example, whale, giant, and pelagic largemouth sharks tend to catch the moment to strike. But this is a myth that can cost a shark hunter his life. At the recommendations on survival at sea for military pilots, experts from the U.S. Aviation University also claim that a shark can bite from almost any position. They advise in general, the myth is not without foundation. Victims of the disaster and those who find themselves in the ocean not to rely on her imaginary clumsiness. Myth number 5. Sharks don't get cancer. Scientists have recorded the blown sharks. This is not always the case. Some of them are quite social animals. For example, lemon sharks constantly gather in flocks because it's easier to get food and it's safer together. They are able to communicate in some way and even teach each other. Seriously, a fish that understands how it's easier to get food can show it to its fellows. Small lemon sharks accompany adults and learn from them to hunt as well as to avoid other predators. Myth number 8. Sharks attack because they mistake people for most sharks have a pretty good sense of smell. They have nostrils on their noses, which however are used exclusively for catching odors and not for breathing. However, a shark can actually feel blood in the water, but not at a distance of a kilometer. Myth number 3. All sharks are big. When thinking about sharks, most people imagine the great white shark or Carcharodon, the predator from the Jaws. In fact, there are 400 different species of these fish in the world, and they are very different from each other in size, habits, and appearance. For example, a dwarf shark reaches a length of only 26 centimeters. In addition, there is a spiny shark about 28 centimeters and an Indian ribbon shark about 24 centimeters. These are peaceful and timid fish that do not pose the slightest danger. Myth number 4. Sharks turn over on their backs before biting. In fiction, we can find statements that sharks turn on their sides or on their backs before they bite. So in the novel 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, this feature was used by the harpooners of cancerous tumors in at least 23 species of these predators, including the great white shark. Myth number 6. Shark fins are very useful. A fairly popular misconception said that different parts of sharks, for example their fins or cartilage, can heal various diseases, especially cancer, and also prolong life, increase intelligence, improve potency, and increase any part of the body that you just want. But this